Students, today we are going to study about the national movement which started in 1915 and lasted till 1934. This was the movement which was led by Mahatma Gandhi. So, first we are going to deal with the methods and the life history of Mahatma Gandhi. Then we'll be dealing with the non-cooperation movement which was led by Mahatma Gandhi. So, his full name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was born on October 2nd, 1869 AD at Porbandar in Gujarat. His doctrines were Satyagraha, Swadeshi, non-violence and mass movement. Major movements started by Mahatma Gandhi were non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement and Quit India movement. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was the political guru of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was popularly known as Bapu or Mahatma. The books written by him were My Experiments with Truth and Hind Swaraj. Now we are going to look at his methods, Gandhiji's methods. Satyagraha. Satya is a Sanskrit word for truth. Agraha means great enthusiasm and interest, or the soul force. The two words combined may be rendered as the firmness of truth or sticking unto truth. The next one is non-violence. Gandhiji's whole philosophy was based on non-violence. According to Gandhi, it is the weapon of strong, mighty and powerful individuals. He was of the opinion that neither an individual nor a country could gain anything by using violent methods. Third was large-scale mass involvement. The first valuable direction which Gandhiji provided to the freedom movement was a mass base. For this purpose, he talked to the people in their own language. Then comes the Swadeshi. This literally means a one's own country. The Swadeshi movement was mainly directed towards social and economic upliftment of the society. Now let's begin with the non-cooperation movement which was started by Mahatma Gandhi. Non-cooperation means to withdraw all support and cooperation to the British government. The object was to paralyze the government and to bring the administration to a standstill and make the British realize that without the help of the Indians, they cannot move a step forward. Now, the factors or the causes of the non-cooperation movement were the Khilafat movement, the Rowlatt Act and the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. First one we are dealing with is the Khilafat movement. Turkey lost all territories inhabited by people other than Turks. The Sultan was deprived of real authority even over those territories which were left under his control. This aroused the feeling among Indian Muslims that British were anti-Muslims. A Khilafat committee was formed to champion the cause of the Caliph of Turkey. Ali brothers, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali were the leading lights in the campaign. Gandhi saw in it an opportunity of uniting the Hindus and the Muslims. He advised the Khilafat committee to adopt a policy of non-cooperation with the government. Next is the Rowlatt Act. Now, it was started in March 1919. The Rowlatt Act was passed by the British government in March 1919. Two bills were introduced by Justice Rowlatt in Central Legislature, which came to be known as the Black Bills. The act was passed to control the public unrest which was caused due to the passing of the reforms of 1919 and the First World War. The act gave enormous power to the government to redress political activities and allowed detention of political prisoners without a trial for 2 years. A well-known description of the act at the time was no dalil, no wakil and no appeal. The police could search a place and arrest any person they disapproved without warrant. Banned demonstrations and meetings. The third cause of the non-cooperation movement was the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. On 13th April 1919, the famous Jallianwala Bagh incident took place. On that day, a crowd of villagers who had come to Amritsar to attend a fair gathered in the enclosed ground of the Jallianwala Bagh. Being from outside the city, they were unaware of the martial law that had been imposed. General Dyer entered the area, blocked the exit points, and opened fire on the crowd, killing hundreds. His object, as he declared later, was to produce a moral effect, to create in the minds of the Satyagrahis a feeling of terror and awe. As the news of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre spread, crowds took to the streets in many North Indian towns. There were strikes, clashes with the police, and attacks on government buildings. Now get to the aims of the movement. Aims of the non-cooperation movement. That is surrender of all titles and government posts, boycott of government schools and colleges, boycott of all functions of the British government, boycott of law courts, boycott of all foreign articles, giving up the policy for Indian soldiers in Mesopotamia, formation of Nyay Panchayat, development of small-scale industries, development of communal harmony, use of Swadeshi articles, establishment of national schools, end of untouchability and caste system, adoption of non-violence in the whole country. Now, withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperation movement because it had become violent in some places. In February 1922, in Chauri Chaura, that is UP, people turned violent and set fire to a police station. 22 policemen were killed in this incident. This incident is known as Chauri Chaura incident, and because of which Gandhiji suspended the non-cooperation movement. Okay, now what was the impact or outcome of the non-cooperation movement? That the national movement became a mass movement where many people from all sections of the society participated. Nationalism was spread to every part of the country. It increased the self-confidence and self-esteem of the people to challenge the British rule. Congress became a revolutionary movement, increased Hindu-Muslim unity, popularized the culture of Swaraj, and promoted social reforms like removed untouchability, established national schools and colleges, boycott of foreign goods, and promoting Indian handicraft and industries. Thank you.